Hi, within this lecture, we're gonna see how to install or download Kali Linux and actually what is Kali Linux. So you may have heard the term Linux, right? It's open source, free operating system. And thanks to Linux, we have many developments in the technology field today, not only in cybersecurity. Most of the internet actually uses Linux in web servers, in regular servers, in cloud, in many things that you might think of. So maybe we can even attribute the expansion of the internet over the years to Linux. There is no point denying that Linux made it so fast because it's free, it's good, and we use it in our daily lives in the technology field. So what we are going to do, we're going to learn penetration testing or cybersecurity related things about Linux. So you can find many different versions, many different distributions such as Ubuntu or Ubuntu, however you may want to pronounce it. So let me just show you. You don't have to go to this website, by the way. I'm just showing you this. So this is one of the most popular versions or distributions of Linux, and it's used definitely in many of the cloud applications. So let me show you another one, Debian, for example. Again, this is an operating system, a distribution of the Linux, and this is developed by a community and it's completely free. Again, this is heavily used in the industry. Okay, so if you're going to create a server, you may choose Ubuntu or a Debian. And there is a Mint Linux, for example. So Linux Mint. So this is generally, this aims to create a very user-friendly GUI, like graphical user interface. As you might have already heard, it's a little bit harder to use than Windows, but if we think about regular users, not computer savies. So Linux Mint actually aims to create a user-friendly environment for that. So this is again a distribution of Linux. But let's get back to our main point, which is Kali Linux. Okay, now you can go to this website, by the way. You can go to kali.org. So this is the most advanced penetration testing distribution. So this is the most popular operating system or distribution of Linux in the cybersecurity field. Of course, Kali is not the only option. Okay, but it's the most popular one, and we're gonna follow Kali. We're gonna use Kali throughout the course. You can even use one of these Mint or Debian or stuff. You can install everything related to cybersecurity in those distributions as well. But why we bother, right? Because we have the Kali, we have many tools and many softwares, many programs that is actually aimed at cybersecurity, and we can find them and we can use them freely by using Kali Linux. And of course, again, this is not the only option. Let me show you the other penetration testing or ethical hacking operating systems such as Parrot. Okay, so let's see, parrotshack.org. So again, this is a distribution of Linux. You can use this and you can use this alternatively to Kali Linux, and you can use the other things like Black Arch. Okay, so let me find Black Arch Linux. So here you go, Black Arch Linux. So you can use this as well. This is again a penetration testing distribution. It has a lot of tools inside of it. So these are all alternatives to Kali Linux. But we're going to focus on, and we're going to use the Kali Linux throughout the course. This is just to show you that there are alternatives, and if you hear about these terms like Ubuntu, Debian, Parrot, Black Arch, know that they are just versions or distributions of Kali Linux. So Kali is developed by some company called Offensive Security. And even though it's developed by a company, it's completely free, and it has always been, so we can just download and use it. Okay, and all of those are free, by the way, but we're gonna focus on Kali. If you learn how to use Kali, and if you learn how to use Linux, and that's what we aim to do within this course, you would be able to switch to any other distribution, any other version if you need to. Okay. And again, after you complete this course, you will be fluent in Linux. So when you go to kali.org, you will see different text, different images. They change the design, the UI of this website every time, but there will be always something like Get Kali or Download button where you will see the alternatives of the download. But just don't download yet. I'm going to explain your alternatives for downloading as well. Okay, right now when I open this page, I see the bare metal, I see the virtual machines along with the other alternatives. Again, this design can change, this images can change over the time. They change it like as far as I follow 3 months, in every 3 months. So again, if they change the design, I don't generally update the lecture unless it gets too complicated. I assume you can find it yourself. But again, we're going to download Kali Linux from this website. Okay, and it's going to be completely free. So this is not the only option though, because we have created another Kali Linux image, another Kali Linux version for you, specifically made for this course. So why did we even do that, right? We're going to talk about this. But again, this is not your only option. We see the bare metal, we see the virtual machines. We're going to talk about them in a little bit. But again, I'm going to share a link with you. If you click on that link, you can find it on the explanations of this course or documents of this course. If you click on that link, it will lead you something like a Google Drive or Yandex Drive, anything that you can download this OVA file. Okay, so we're going to talk about what an OVA is, don't worry. But again, this is specifically created for this course. So just don't download anything yet unless you have all the information regarding to this. So when we open the Kali Linux, kali.org, we see the bare metal and virtual machines. Obviously, we're going to go for the virtual machines. Remember, we have installed the VirtualBox, and now these virtual machines are, the virtual machine images are created just so that you can easily install it on your computer, on your virtual machine. If you click on that virtual machines, you will see that you have alternatives for VMware and VirtualBox. So we're using VirtualBox in this course again, but VMware is another alternative. It's not free. VMware is not free. Maybe you can find the free versions of it if you just carefully research the internet. But again, VirtualBox is free, so we're gonna focus on that. So if you come across in a situation that you already have VMware, of course you can download it and use it if you know how to use VMware, but we're not going to do that within this course. And also there are two alternatives over here, 64-bit and 32-bit. Please make sure your computer is 64-bit if you're going to download 64-bit. If your computer is 32-bit, then you're going to go for 32-bit. If you're using Mac, you most probably have 64-bit. If you're using Windows, right click on the computer, My Computer, and go to Properties. That is where you can find the information about whether you use 64-bit or 32-bit. So most probably you're gonna have 64-bit, and you can download the original OVA or the original Kali from here. Okay, so what I would suggest is to come over here and download the VirtualBox 64-bit or 32-bit depending on your architecture from here. Okay, start with this. And again, you might ask that if we're going to do that, if you're going to save this, okay, then why are you telling us that you created a specific version of Kali Linux for this course only, right? Because we have that option as well. The thing is, we're going to download a lot of things. We're going to install some packages. We're going to install new softwares. We're going to install new programs during this course. Of course, I'm going to show you how to install, how to use, what command you should execute and stuff during the course as well. But sometimes, if you experience any problems with those newly installed things, or maybe you can experience some problems even downloading and installing those new features, new programs, new softwares, new tools, then there is always an alternative over here which has all the programs, which has all the tools that we're going to be using during this course, and it actually works. Okay, and by the way, the version does not even matter. Now, right now, when you click on that, you see Kali Linux 2022. I actually shot this course, I actually released this course in 2016. So over time, I updated the course every year. Okay, and over time I changed the OVAs, the Kali Linux files over the years as well. Right now, as you can see, our custom file is 16 gigabyte, which is actually a lot. So eventually you're going to have to download this during the course, maybe over a course of months. But right now, if you click on the original OVA of Kali, as you can see, it's only 3.7 gigabytes or 4 gigabytes of something like that. And again, right now you are seeing 2022 in the original one and in our own Kali Linux file as well. And if you're watching this 2 years later and if you're still seeing this, then don't worry about it. It means that nothing has been changed. Okay, so let me show you what you're going to see. You don't have to Google this. I'm just showing you after we install Kali Linux, you will see something like this. Okay, like a interface, like a graphical user interface, like a background. It's just an operating system. And since Kali updates itself as well over the years, they always change how it looks. Okay, so it looked like this before, like a different background. Sometimes it looks like much more primitive. Let me show you a screenshot. So during the course, you can see I'm using a Kali Linux like this. Okay, so this is the old GUI. It has like a menu over here at the left hand side, but right now menu is up there, left hand corner. Okay, so it doesn't really matter if they change the background, if they change the ordering of the menu, places like that. It doesn't matter. If they change the commands, if they change the codes, obviously we're gonna update the course then. But don't worry about the version, don't worry about the Kali Linux years or stuff, don't worry about how it looks. You're gonna learn how to use Linux, not only Kali but Linux in this course, and after you complete this course you will be able to use any version, any kind of distribution of Linux with minimum effort. So right now what I would suggest is for you to come over here and download it from the kali.org, okay, and follow along with me during the lectures. But if you get stuck in some point, or if you cannot make it work, you're more than welcome to come over here and download our own OVA, which is 16 gig right now. It may change over the years as well, but it will have like all the options, all the files for you. Just bear that in mind. If you get stuck, if you can't make it work, come back and just download this and try with that. Okay, so that's it. That's all you gotta do right now. Since it's going to take some little bit time, I'd suggest you start the download and just wait until it's finished, and within the next lecture we're gonna see how to install it. And during the installation you might experience many problems as well, and we will have detailed guides how to solve them one by one, so don't worry about it at all. So this is my virtual box right now. As you can see, it has a lot of virtual machines inside of it, and yours will be looking like this when you complete the course as well. Right now I downloaded the Kali OVA from the kali.org, and I will see you in the next lecture.